This is what domestic terror looks like.
Tonight, the first one we're checking out, as y'all saw in the thumbnail, comes from Forbes. Breaking news. It says, please note some of these photos, Wesley Hunt points out, Antifa threats, pre-Jan 6 violence. Now, everyone tried to paint this whole scenario as being one thing. All we're doing is just exposing another side, trying to equal the playing field and just extend the conversation, which honestly, I just don't want people to stubbornly look at it one way or the other. Like, there's many different ways to look at it.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I want to thank the witnesses for being here. I really appreciate your time. Really appreciate it. Thank you. When parents begin exercising their right to question their local school boards during the height of COVID, amid mass mandates, woke curricula, and harassment in schools, how did the DOJ respond? The Department of Justice responded under Merrick Garland with directing the public to report threats of violence to school board members, officials, and workers in our national public schools to a national hotline. One particular case, a mom was reported to the hotline as a threat because she was A, conservative, and B, she was a lawful gun owner, like myself. The complainant alleged that the mom was a threat because she belonged to a right-wing group known as Moms for Liberty. And I have a real problem with identifying people like this because it's your right to belong to whoever you want to belong to, and that's your freedoms. Another investigation opened because a tip to the hotline, a dad was investigated because according to the complainant, the dad fit the profile of an insurrectionist. I don't really know what that means, but that's interesting.
He must have said that he liked Trump. He must have said that he wears a MAGA hat. He must have said that he put America first. He must have said that he don't like big government. He prefers small government. He must have said that people need to learn how to pull themselves up by their bootstraps and stop complaining so much and stop playing the victim. He must have said something like that. And they said, whoa, bro. You're from the Jan 6 guys, aren't you? Yeah, you are. We're gonna lock him up. We're gonna snitch. That's what he's saying.
And he had a lot of guns and threatened to use them. Yet when the FBI asked about the complainant about these threats from the dad, the complainant admitted that no specific information or observations or any crimes or threats. According to the FBI, not one of these school board-related investigations resulted in federal arrest or charges, not a single one. Recently, the DOJ announced that they were going to continue to prosecute people from January 6th to the tune of around 1,000 more people to be charged in not so distant future.
Are they still on this, man? I swear to goodness, it makes absolutely no sense that they're going out of their way to arrest people who came inside of the Capitol. This should show you guys, if y'all are listening to this right now, this should show you all the importance that they put, the level of importance that they put on government buildings versus regular Joe, the average Joe businesses that were burned down during other protests. They're not looking for them anymore. They're like, man, whatever. We're going to get rid of them. We don't care about them. And people died in some of them protests. Can care less. We're not worrying about them. People ran up in stores and got whatever they wanted. We're not worrying about them. They just destroyed people's livelihoods. We're not worried about them. But you come up in a daggone government building and you're escorted by police while you're up in that bad boy? Oh, we going to come look for you. Oh, we looking for all of y'all. We just trying to make a statement. This is all political, has nothing, man. It's the games that they're playing. And it's taxpayer money that they're using. The resources that they're going to be using to go grab these people who were at this protest. Yo, that's y'all money. That's our money that they're using to go grab these people, go look for these people. They're dedicating their time to look for them when there's so many other things going on in this country that they need to be paying attention to. There's so much other crime that could be prevented if they've spent their time looking over there rather than, okay, it's election season and we got to do something big so that our side wins. And that's exactly what they're doing, man. They're trying to do something huge. They're trying to stage something real big and dramatic so you can believe that they care more than the other side. And that's all they're doing, man. Smoke and mirrors.
Now, January 6th was over 2 years ago, and the DOJ is still looking to charge more people. Yet, when there is a true domestic terror threat like Antifa, the DOJ did not direct people to a national hotline, nor do they report these threats to our communities. Now, my colleagues on the left will tell you that Antifa doesn't exist. It's an idea. But my question is where is the intellectual curiosity to determine how Antifa, a highly coordinated domestic terrorist organization, is funded and organized? The DOJ did not set up a hotline for Antifa. They set up a hotline for you. No federal resources were set aside to investigate the violence that we saw unleashed across this country during the Summer of Love in 2020.
Now, apparently, he's about to show some pictures. From my understanding, he's about to show some pictures of a couple of these riots, and they're not going to look good.
Please note some of these photos. Wait a minute, that's not January 6th. That's May 31st, 2020. That's right in front of the White House. That's where the president lives, and at the time, President Trump was ushered into a bunker.
You see this right here. This is the picture that everyone was talking about. This is the time everyone was talking about where it's smoke all over the place. It's people all over the place. They had to hide the president at the time. They had to take him to a bunker to protect him because that right there is what an insurrection looks like. They go straight to the doorstep of the actual president and they try to get him up out of there. This is what it looks like. You know what I mean? This is when somebody is actually fearing for their lives. This is what it looks like. But hey, who am I? Who am I? Some people might say, yo, you're biased because most of your fan base or most of your supporters are right-leaning or conservatives or Republican, blah, blah, blah. And they just completely dismiss the other side. I had one young gentleman on the show and we was having a conversation with him, very smart young man, but obviously he's stuck to one side right now, but he's young. He has time to grow. I'm not trying to, I just now learned some of the stuff that I've been learning in the last couple of years, and I just turned 45 yesterday, shameless plug. But it's 12:03 now, so yeah, on the 25th. But yeah, man, he's gonna have some time to learn. He didn't even look at this as a bad thing at the May 31st one, and that's crazy.
Because his life was being threatened. Where was the hotline? Next photo. That's not January 6th either. That's July 27th. That is in Portland, and that is Antifa rioting and pillaging our country. Where was the hotline?
In Portland. I didn't even hear about that one. Man. It looked like they burning down yet another building. It looked like they're burning something down and they're about to cause some ruckus. You know what I mean? They just been, look, we are protesters out here. We are standing for something. If you don't stand for something, you fall for anything. We're trying to go down in history. We want to be remembered as the people who wear all black and never show their faces because we're too much of suckers to show our daggone faces.
Next slide. Well, hot damn. That's not January 6th either.
You see that? Did any of that happen during Jan 6? Question, did any of it happen? Were they flipping over cars and burning them up on Jan 6? No? Oh, okay. I kind of figured it wasn't.
Those are more rioters that are destroying and rioting in Salt Lake City. Next slide. I believe, is that it? But wait, there's more.
He said, but wait, there's more. June 1st, 2020. Look at this, bro. Like, come on, man. They drew things on the ground. They're burning up a whole bunch of stuff again. It looks like the American flag is the next thing to go into the flames. They don't care, bruh. And ain't nobody looking for them. Nobody's looking at them. Nobody's looking for them. Nobody cares.
And that's not January 6th either. That's June 1st, 2020. And that's the streets of D.C. that are being rioted and pillaged by rioters. Where's the outrage? Where's the hotline? This is what domestic terror looks like. This is not a school board meeting. There is no hotline for any of these riots, and we are going to have a hotline that's going to report parents for caring about their children's education. And even further, the DOJ would rather investigate 1,000 more people from January 6th than any single person in these photos. What a shame. And that is why this is no longer the Department of Justice. It is the Department of Subjective Justice. And with that, I yield back.
It's the Department of Injustice, Subjective Justice, or whatever you want to call it. The fact remains that people got their blinders on. They don't care. When they pick a side, I don't care anymore. It's like when you're with your friends or your family members when you were younger, right? And one of your friends do something foolish. Well, you're going to back your friend up. It doesn't matter. Or your family member do something foolish. You're going to back them up. Even if they do something super stupid. And then when y'all get home, you're going to let them know how dumb they was. But it doesn't matter because you're always going to stand beside the person that you trust the most, or the person that, I guess, that suits you a little better at the time. Right now, these young people, they don't care about what's right or what's wrong. They just want to be in the mix. Can I go out there and can I cause some troubles? Can I burn down some things? Can I get some free stuff? Can I stand for something, at least for my social media following? Like while I'm out there and I'm yelling whatever they're telling me to yell, all of the chants and whatnot, as long as I can go live while I'm out there and look like I'm standing for something, look like I'm some sort of a freedom fighter, then it's a win-win for me. They don't care about none of this, any of this. Voting season is coming, and I can bet you a great majority of the people who are in these riots and these pictures that Mr. Wesley Hunt just now showed, they're not even going to vote. They're not even going to go vote. But when it's time to protest and rip some stuff up, like Maxine Waters was telling them to get out there and do, they're going to be first in line. Trust that one. You can trust that one.